Hello, today I'm going to talk about how to keep a journal specifically for work. Whether you are self-employed, working for someone else, or even a stay-home parent, a work journal can help you keep organized, not miss your deadlines, and overall succeed at whatever work that you do. I'm going to include a link in the description below with more details, but let's jump into an example. Okay, so here's a sample entry that I've pulled from my own work journal, and I've included a digital format of this that you can download in the description section below for Microsoft Word, or even if you want to print for your own usage. I've divided it up into 6 sections, and I'm going to quickly walk you through each one of them so you understand how these sections build onto each other. So the first section, I call this the gratitude or the early morning section. I wake up and I write this section so I can have a bigger picture of the world, not get bogged down by the day-to-day hustle bustle of things. I usually write a quote up top. This is something maybe I'm thinking of, or something that I really like from another hero or a mentor. And then I write 3 things that I'm grateful for, or 3 amazing things that happened today. For more details on how to write this section, please look at the link in the description below. The second section is the most core section of it all. This is essentially where you keep track of your goals. I call these outcomes-based goals. Just your goal here is to really focus on the outcome and fill this section before the start of the day, because the goal is usually things come up in the day and important things don't get done and only urgent things get done. So the goal is to write these things out so you know at the beginning of the day what your goal is to accomplish by the end of the day. And this should get you on track to accomplish the most important things. For example, if you're at work, what is the most critical element you need to get done? If you're a stay-at-home mom, what is the critical thing that you need to get done? Again, this section is really critical to get right, so please spend some time reading about outcome-based goals. The third section is really all about unplanned things. During the day, unplanned things always come up. Your boss tells you to run a chore, or you have to complete a task for your coworker. Your goal is to write that down here and get through it as fast as you can so you can get back to your main and core goals. The fourth section is more of a personal notes and task sections. I have noticed that over time things pop up, such as I may need to grab groceries on the way back home, or I may really need to finish a book or read a book, or I may have an insight about myself that I may want to improve my communication skills. The goal is your brain is always at work, so if it always is sometimes comes and thinks of something personal, write it down here so your brain is not thinking or storing it, and then you can revisit this either at the end of the day when you go home, or the next day before you start your work for the next day. The fifth section here you may see is stickies and almost everything else that doesn't fit into, I guess, a nicely fixed box. So I use stickies when I have a really complicated goal and I want to break it down into different sections, and stickies is a really good way to isolate that goal and take it out of the section 2 here. I write each subtasks down, and then I track it if it's done or not. Stickies can also be used in meetings. Stickies can also be used to keep track of anything else that may not necessarily fit in your journal, or if you don't have your journal handy, you can always write it on a sticky and write it here. Sometimes I do find myself using a sticky when the space has run out, so I used a sticky and stick it on top of that page. The last section is essentially, I call it the monthly experiment section. For those of you who follow my 30-day experiments, these are the things I try to do monthly to adopt a new habit. So for example, in this example, I was really trying to focus on having a singular focus on task, and that's why I have essentialism focus, which is a complicated way of saying that I want to focus on one thing at a time. Okay, so I hope this gives you an overall view, and this gives you some way of having your own work journal. I really look forward to your comments and feedback, and if you want to learn more about keeping a daily journal, please visit in the link in the description below. Thank you for writing your feedback, and I look forward to adopting and improving my own journaling habit as we go together. Thank you, and bye-bye.